We are going to look into reactive programming. I'm not going to show you on observables, observers, subscribers, preventing memory leaks or any other thing. It was a plain thing. It was just a plain, like as simple as addition of two numbers. It does have addition of two numbers, but it goes beyond it. Okay, so let's see that. Let me move it into full screen first. So let us have a variable called A, which has 74, a variable called B, which is 18, and then a variable called C, which is A plus B. So if you see in this program, it is so simple, right? A, B, and then we are adding two numbers, and then we are printing it. If our program is similar to this, we don't have to apply any reactive programming, because everything is independent. And then after C has defined its first calculation, it has just printed it, and then we are done. So we don't need to apply any reactive programming for here. So when do we need to apply reactive programming? If suppose I have something like A equal to A plus 1. So if I have this thing, what is the value of C? Will this be incremented now or not? No, right? Yeah, if you try to print it here, it will just say something like this 92 92. We have specified the contract. C depends on adding A and B. We have incremented A, but the value of C has not been updated. Why is that? This is how our programming is. Okay, so this is how all this imperative programming, object-oriented, functional, yeah, a little bit of functional, or like that. So reactive programming is not like that. So we are going to see a real-time scenario here. We don't want to have A, B, C. Rather, let me have a proper name, or which will depict a proper scenario. Okay, so this will be like age of Trump. Okay. And then let this be like age difference, and let this be like age of Che Guevara. Okay, so the difference between Trump and Che Guevara is 18 years. Okay. And then this is, we are using only once, so let me remove this variable. So let it be something like age of Trump plus 18. And then so if you look into quality or such as age or something, it will keep on incrementing. When it will be incremented, if there is a birthday. Okay, so whenever there is a birthday, so let me say like happy the age of Trump will be getting incremented. And if I am going to print age of Trump and age of Che Guevara here, as well as here, if you see that the value has been the same, yeah, because I have not called this method. Yeah, why it's going to be changing? So let me call this method here. Let's see. So only the age of Trump got incremented. It is his birthday actually, right? Yeah, it might be June 14th. That is the same day Che Guevara is also born. So his age should also be incremented. So if you look into any contract, okay, You might have A, B, C, or some other contract if you are having. Once you are updating the value, you might need to again update the same thing. For example, if I want to achieve the same relationship, I might need to put something like this. Okay? So if I am going to put something like this, and then if I'm going to run it, it is going to give me a proper answer, 7492 and 7593. Yeah, it looks so weird, and so we can have something like this as well. So yeah, if age of Trump is incremented, age of Che Guevara is also getting incremented, and we got the exact value what it was. If you see, what is the problem in this kind of scenarios? The logic is again written. Okay. So the relationship which has been specified here in line number 4 is not consistent, it's not sacred. Each and every time I need to keep on saying like, okay, fine, this is the relationship, this is the relationship, we are in a relationship, we are in a relationship. If you are updated, I am also going to be updated and all other stuff. So I need to keep on doing that. So whenever Trump's birthday is coming, I need to specify Che Guevara as well. So how can we specify something like a relationship is so sacred, so pure, it should be specified only once, something like this or some other way. It needs to get automatically updated. Okay, so based on the value on Trump. So the age of Che Guevara should react against the age of Trump every time, whenever if it gets incremented, and all the stuff. So how can we achieve this kind of thing? So if you might have gone through that, you might have already worked upon these kind of scenarios before. If you have already started, then congratulations, you have already into reactive programming. You have started that. So that wouldn't be a big thing. Okay. So we will go here. In this case, what I'm going to do is I'm going to uh, apply reactive programming so that age of Che Guevara doesn't needs to be updated every time. I hate it. I hate it. Like, why should we need to keep on updating him? So let me go to a new file. It doesn't have test case. I have written test case somewhere. Okay, so let me go into full screen mode. So I have imported something. Okay, so you don't have to worry about what behavior subject does, what map does. This is the only two operators we are going to use from RxJS. Okay, so we will define age of Trump first. Like, let, we don't want let, actually we will go for const age of Trump equal to new behavior subject of his age, which is 74. And then we need to specify the relationship. Now we need to specify that so-called sacred relationship now. So age of Che Guevara, and he is dependent upon Trump, so just use that variable. And then in order to mention his relationship, use the pipe operator by calling like dot pipe, and inside pipe you need to specify how this relationship is determined. So to determine the relationship, it means like to transform the value whatever age of Trump has interrelate with age of Che Guevara, you might need to put a method called map. Okay. So as people who are coming from Java background or JavaScript background, array dot map background, I'm sure everyone would have known that it was similar to that. So I will receive the age of Trump there, and then I will calculate the age of Che Guevara by adding 18. Okay. So the pipe is the one which specifies that I am reactive. Okay? I am reactive whenever age of trump has a new value. I will be keep on working, or I am going to perform some operations whenever age of trump receives new value. These things would be given with this help of pipe. Then map will determine how the transformation is going to happen. And then we will have the same method, happy birthday to Trump. So in this method, we are just going to increment the value, increment his age. So let me get his previous value, incremented age. Sorry for the bad name. I couldn't able to think of something. So age of Trump dot get value plus 1. Okay, so this is his age on his birthday. So we want to set it. So how can we set it? By just calling age of Trump dot next incremented age. Okay. So what it will do is it will get what is the current value, and then it will increment it to 1, and then it will set by calling age of Trump dot next, so which means the value of Trump age will be changed to 75. What in turn it will happen is, since we already have the pipe, the value of Che Guevara age will also be changed. So there is to denote this, to run all this stuff, I have written some tests. So let me show that. Okay, so do one thing. So I just exported for working on it. So don't worry about that, I will explain it later. But the idea is, it is a test. So I expect age is 7492, which should be default. And once you have called happy birthday to Trump, expect ages to be 75 and 93. That's what it will do. Let me run this test case. Let me run this entire test file. Okay, so it has passed the 2 test cases, which means the age has been success there. And let me say what is this operator means. So we have already seen behavior subject, right? Behavior subject is something which has a value. Okay, so I want to give a value, so let me give a default value, and then I will do it. And pipe is a relationship operator. So what would you do with the pipe normally, right? Get it connected and do whatever you'd like. In this case, I am mapping the value, some other stuff. So in order to print these two values, age of Trump as well as age of Che Guevara, I have an operator called zip. Okay. So in this case, I am calling age of Trump, age of Che Guevara, and then inside I am getting a value as an array. Okay, so this is just an array, so don't have to get confused. Let it be just object. Okay, so let me just print it. You don't want to do anything else now. Let me explain that later. So whenever, if you are calling something zip, okay, so zip can accept only of these behavior subjects, pipes, and all other stuff. Okay, so we are calling both these values, and then we are subscribing to it. So whenever both these one have a latest value, it will pack it, and then it will print it. Okay, it will print it. Just think that it is printing it. It's, I have added that expectation, that's fine, but it's just printing it. Let me do one thing. Let me run this test case so you can see how it's being printed. so for the first test case, it has printed 7492, which is our expected thing. And then for the second test case, it is printing 7593 because we have called happy birthday to Trump. Okay. So this is how reactive programming normally work. So whenever if you have a variable which has a potential to keep on changing over a state of period, whenever there is a relationship, and then that relationship is going to keep on changing consistently because of some other variable, in that case reactive programming is a good thing to look on, because what it will give you is it will provide cleaner abstractions. If you look here into our program, it is not that much big. If here we just have this so-called 4 lines, and then in this case also we do have 1 2 3 4 lines, yeah. But the additional advantage what reactive programming brings to you is it is just 2 cases, right? But think about how many variables in a typical enterprise application which you are working on keeps on getting changed. You don't have to work on complex functions, complex if conditions, complex statements, all other stuff. Using this reactive programming, it has more than 100 operators which can help you perform anything, literally everything it can help you to perform by adapting it. But the problem there is we have been adapted very much with this imperative style of programming, like if I am going to update age of Trump, I need to again update age of Che Guevara as well. So it appears like, why? It's just like one more duplication, right? Well, nothing wrong there. But that is not the case, okay? If you are going to look into a bigger project, you will end up in so much duplications and then the complexities. In this first episode, first session, I have just explained about using addition of two numbers. In the next session also, let me explain how to avoid complexity with the help of reactive programming. Thanks for watching.